Hey guys, Godfather of Anxiety here. Just wanted to do a quick video about, dealing with setbacks and not having them when it comes to your anxiety and depression and not having them become, huge issues. I've made a lot of videos about compartmentalizing our setbacks, but, I just got done doing a run and, it reminded me of the times when I used to try to do aerobic exercise, but I would end up having, panic attacks while I was doing it. And this is especially scary when when you're having a panic attack while you're already have an elevated heart rate and, are short of breath. It is extremely scary. You feel for sure like you're going to pass out. And this is my first run of the year. I'm not a huge runner, but I do definitely try to do cycling and running to, keep the cardiovascular somewhat in shape. But it just reminded me, and I remember there were times I would go and I would exercise and start to exercise, and when this happened, I ended up having a panic attack, it would just completely, set me back. I wouldn't try to exercise again for maybe weeks or months. And it was, so I wanted just to touch base, with you guys. If you have a setback, whether you're at the supermarket and you start to have a panic attack or have a panic attack, or whether you're, exercising, or whether you're driving. That's the big one with me, right, guys? I've been very candid about that. Driving there's always a possibility for me to still have a panic attack while I'm driving. And, you just have to learn to, if you have a setback, whether you actually have a panic attack, or you just start to have a panic attack, it's just really important not to let it become something bigger, because it's not, it's only going to turn a mountain into a molehill if you do this. If you end up having a panic attack and it turns into you avoiding things that you need to do, like exercise, things you need to do, like living your life, going to work, going to the grocery store, doing things like this. It's, bottom line is, whether it's generalized anxiety, whether it's panic attacks, whether it's intrusive thoughts, whatever, you're going to have bad days. It's the bottom line. And, you're going to have reminders. And our minds, like I said, you're in fight or flight, right? When you have panic attacks. So your minds never forget where you are when you have them. For me, driving, as long as I'm alive, is always going to be an environment conducive to having a panic attack. I'm always going to have to make sure I'm well rested, and that, I make sure I keep breathing correctly. That's another thing too, I'll just touch on really quickly. If you start to notice you have panic attacks when you exercise, pay close attention to how you're breathing. Because breathing, if you start to hyperventilate or you mouth breathe while you're exercising, you're going to put yourself in a position to have a panic attack. And when we get anxious, that's the natural thing that we do. So I know I was doing that before, because I would be walking on a treadmill back when I was untreated, and my heart rate would get up to like 165 walking on a treadmill. Now, I was heavy, but I wasn't walking 4 miles an hour or something, guys. It was definitely anxiety related. And, just, being out here running, it reminded me of, because normally, guys, I'm more of a weights guy. So when I do aerobics, I do monitor my heart rate. I try to be smart about it. But I also have to realize that it's way better for you than the risk involved in doing it. Remember that about exercise, guys. And it's exponentially more valuable than the risk for people with anxiety, because it helps with neurotransmitters. Exercise is going to help with neurotransmitters. It's going to help with mood. It's just going to help your outlook. And then being out, if you're out in the sun, that vitamin D, no matter how much you're supplementing with, you need the sun to convert it into a usable form. So that's also very important. But don't let a small panic or a small setback, whether it's a panic attack or just a bad day, so many times when I don't get rest, I end up having, bad days. If I get a week where I really don't get rest, I'll have a bad day. I'll know what I need to do. I'll know I need to get sleep. I'll know not to push myself. And that's a lot of what recovery is about. Learning your limits, but not giving in to them and not letting them become avoidance behaviors. So I just really wanted to make a short video, guys. I hope everyone's doing well. I should have some more content coming out shortly. The weather's getting better, and some of the things I've been dealing with, just from a personal standpoint, have also improved. So, but thanks so much for all of the engagement. I'm so grateful. Over 500 subscribers now, so I feel like I probably helped some people out there, or at least educated them and made them realize that they're not alone, and that anxiety is something that so many of us deal with. A lot of us don't realize even what's going on. So that's why I started the channel in the first place. But thanks so much, guys. Until my next video, take care.